the primary way, the most effective, the most what? Effective way you're going to market ever is going to be one-on-one, not one-on-one, but personally, you and them, yes? Yes. And low leverage is when you do that one-on-one with somebody. That's what sales is all about, yes? Yes. And I've never really understood that because I used to do that. I used to be a salesperson on the phones and then a sales manager on the phones. And I used to bring people into my office and do trainings for them and teach them training, a telemarketing training, but a little higher echelon. We were selling commodities and golds and things like that out of Florida. So it was pretty high level. And I only had the best of the best. There was no, in my group, if your commission check was less than $10,000 for the month, you automatically got a pink slip with it. If you had a month that was less than $10,000 in commissions, you had a pink slip with it automatically. There was nothing else to talk about. You understand? That's how valuable our leads were. It cost us so much to lead generate that we couldn't have anybody who couldn't close at that rate. Do you understand? And anybody who was good was earning $20,000, $30,000 a month. Good or good? Good. So when you're good at selling, offering marketing in some way, that's a good thing, right? So the point is that if you can do this well, and so what happened was I started doing one-on-one. Then I started bringing a guy, which just happened by accident. One of my guys said he's got to leave. He's a radio disc jockey. By the way, we had out of the 16 guys, 7 were radio disc jockeys. Isn't that amazing? Because they work at odd hours. They don't make a lot of money, and they got an amazing voice, right? So we just turned around what their skill set was. And we used to go to radio stations to see if we can get people part-time. Anyways, he said he had to fill in for somebody. He asked if he could sit in, instead of the one-on-one training, if he could sit in with somebody else on their training. And I said, hey, whatever, sure. So he sat there, and after they both left, I said, what the hell am I wasting my time for? One-on-one is ridiculous. I could train both of them at once. So I got really, really courageous, and I started bringing in 2 at a time. And after the first time, I went, the hell, I could have brought in 2 more. Well, pretty soon, it was just like, it never dawned on me, because it was, you think your stuff is so different, right? And so pretty soon it was 5 and 7, then it was the whole group. And then I started thinking, why, if I can train this whole group, why can't they sell to whole groups? So instead of them selling one-on-one to people, anyone who was semi-local in certain areas, we had them come to a hotel, and I had all the guys there. It's a kind of a meet and greet with wine and cheese and all that. And we just did one big presentation, and our closing ratio was like quadruple what it ever was in a month, in one night. We said, whoa, it's a lot better to sell to a group than it is one-on-one. You understand what I'm saying? If you're in sales whatsoever, and you're in any way, shape, or form, even network marketing or anything like that, why would you talk one-on-one when you can talk 1-on-20, 1-on-30, 1-on-50? Understand? Plus the group energy, the group what? Energy. Will actually usually enhance closings. Enhance it. Good or good? Good. So yeah, we need, once you gotta get great. What's the word? Great. Great at offering from the stage. Yes? Yes. We know how to do that so far, yes? Yes. That's the start of it. And now we just need people to talk to, yes? Yes. All right. However, one of the toughest things to do in this business is to fill a room with butts the first time. And you can spend a fortune. You can spend a what? Fortune. I can't hear. Spend a what? Fortune. In advertising with no avail. How many of you would like to learn a very much simpler way of doing this? Yeah. Now, first you have to realize there are actually hundreds. How many? Hundreds of groups and organizations and conferences looking for and hiring good speakers for their live events and even their teleclasses. True or true? Now here's the thing you don't realize. They need you. You are the primary value they offer. Without you, they have no business. Understand? In short, they need you as much as you need them. True? There's hundreds of business meetings each morning. Is that true, yes or no? Every morning there's a business meeting somewhere with anywhere from 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 50 people in that meeting. True or true? True. There's dozens of breakfast and lunch networking meetings every single day. Yes or no? Yeah. There's the Tuesday meeting for the car dealership. Yes? There's the Friday management meeting in the large corporation. Yes? There's the Wednesday night church group. Yes? There's hundreds of trade shows, yes or no? There's hundreds of corporate and association and specialty group conferences. There's continuing education programs. There's educational seminar companies. Every city and every town has continuing education programs, yes? Where you can have your little bio and your little thing over here, and people sign up for $20 for your 8-week class or $50 for your 8-week class, right? All right. Now, you're thinking, well, how the hell do I make any money at this? Okay. There's also major events. Other people like myself that have major events. Robert Allen has large events. I have large events. There's something called the Money Show. There's hundreds of seminars going on where they invite other guest speakers, other guest trainers who are skilled at what they do. Yes or yes? Yes. Now, that's the main thing here. There's also teleclasses. What's the word? Teleclasses. That are hosted by other people. In other words, they have a guest on every week. They have a guest on every month. Yes or yes? Yes. Raise your hand if you're involved in one of those from at least the listening side of that. Right? Almost everybody is. There's online education classes hosted by others. Have you ever seen those? Now, give me some names of some organizations, basically, that are constantly bringing in speakers. Chamber of Commerce. What else? Department of Trade. What else? Rotary Club. What else? Yes, like a tech type. Everybody heard of tech? That kind of thing. Tech or young entrepreneurs. Those type of organization. YPO. Professional associations. Alternative board. So there's hundreds. There's Lions Club, and every single one of those clubs brings in what? Speakers, experts. That is what they offer. Yes. What do all of these things that I've just mentioned have in common? That's right. They already have butts in the seats, or butts on the line, or butts online. So the idea is to speak for groups. Speak for what? Groups. In your target market. Does that make sense? Now, here's the difference between you and everybody else. It's easy for you to get hired. Easy. You're gonna be hired like that pretty well. Because there's a difference between you and everyone else. Two differences. First difference, of course, is you're trained in a completely different way than everyone else. Yes? Yes. But that's one difference. The biggest difference between you and everybody else is that not only are you willing to, but you want to do what? Speak for free. Speak for free? You want to go out. What happened to the big idea of how all speakers make their money out there? Hello, I speak on blah, 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 and I understand you're having a meeting or da-da-da. I charge $3,000 to come in for the morning, and I can train your people, blah, 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 blah. And what happens? Well, I'll have to think about it and take it up with the board and da-da-da, and stand in line with the other, and we'll keep your file in the trash packet, the file thing. And isn't that the way it is, yeah? So, but that's not the way it is for you, because you have no intention of collecting any money. You have no intention of getting any money from them. So, what does this do? It allows you two things. Number one, for you to get practice. What's the word? Practice. Get practice. In what methodology? In this methodology. Even though you already got some tools here, you're still a little rusty. Yes, everybody has to be. You know, I was, myself, it took me a couple of years before I was really, really fluent with it. The other thing you're going to do from this allows you to get two things. First, you're going to practice, and the second thing is you're going to earn a fortune. just not from them. Where do you get the money from? That's right. The secret is having a product or program to offer at the end of your talk. Now, some places you can sell directly full on. And some places you have to be a lot more low key. True or true? Now, let me ask you first of all a question. Why would they let you sell? Firstly, you're speaking for free. And they appreciate that. And they understand from a business standpoint, you've got to somehow get remunerated for this in the end. So you might say to them something like, well, you know, I normally charge $3,000 for a morning meeting type of thing. However, I want to get this new product or this new program out there in this area. And so if it's okay with you and I can just offer it at the end of my talk, I will do this. We'll just write this down. I will forego my honorarium. Write those words down. I will forego my honorarium. Who can tell me what that means? Yeah, what's an honorarium? Yeah, fee. In speaking business, the fee is called the honorarium. I don't know who the hell made that up, some classy king somewhere, I don't know what it was. Honorarium. So if you say I'll forego my honorarium, it sounds better than I'll speak for free. Forego my honorarium sounds like you're the classy king and you normally do this, but you know, speak for free sounds like, you know, I'm not worth anything, right? Got it? So you always have to start with my normal fee is, or my normally I charge $2,500 or $3,000 to come in and do a program like this. At this point in time, because of their reasons why, what? You're going to know the reasons why. I will forego my honorarium. Okay? And the reasons why is that I can offer my program or introduce my program to your audience, which is the perfect audience. The idea, of course, is that they also, since you're going to be in a target group, do they want their audience hearing your offer? In other words, what your program is? Yes or no? Do you think it would help a company or an organization or a group if they learned about your material? Yes or no? Yes. Well, of course. So you also have to quote unquote market or sell to them as to what the group's going to get out of going to your program, even though that person's not paying for that. You have to make it so that person wants to go. The other thing too, the other possibility is that you're going to give a deal. A what? A deal to their members, which makes who look good? Them, of course. So John's bringing you in, and then you're able to say at the end when you talk, say, oh, John, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to give a special offer to your members. So all the people who are in the John Smith networking breakfast get a special, instead of $200 for this program, it's $99. I'm going to give them all a $100 certificate right there. It's going to say the John Smith networking group only. Cool or cool? And now what does John Smith feel? Yeah, I got this guy this deal, right? Yeah, yeah. Now you also, listen to this, might do a JV with them, a joint venture. And not only will you speak for free, but you also, whatever the revenue, and give these people a deal, but whatever the revenue is, you're going to give him back, or give the organization back a percentage of that revenue as a gift or a contribution. Now, this is very, very powerful. Very, very what? Powerful. Because you have to understand that a lot of these places, a lot of these guys, they don't make a ton of money. And it gives them an opportunity to bring some funds in. And it gives them an opportunity to bring some funds for something specific too. So for example, let's say you're talking to, some type of event, little gala or something like that, meeting put on by, I don't know, some charity. Give me a charity type of thing. Lions Club, great. And Lions Club's pet project right now is cleaning up the park, whatever, the park in that area there. And not just cleaning up the park, but supporting the United Appeal Fund right now. Yes? Whatever it is. So there you are. You're going to talk to him. You say, not only will I speak and forgo my honorarium, but the other thing that I will do is whatever we take from this, I want to devote and contribute 20% or 25% or 10% or up to 50%. Up to how much? 50. Of every dollar that comes in back to your charity, back to your organization, back to your networking club. Cool or cool? Now, here's the thing. First of all, if they have a special project, well, first of all, why would you do that? Why would you be willing to give them back 20, 30, 40, 50% of the money you take in, even after the deal you gave them? Listen to this, oh my God, just listen. So here you are, you're in the T.R. Becker group, and T.R. Becker's a project going where we're feeding the homeless in Vancouver, and we bring some homeless people up, and you know the people, and this is the project we're all working on together, right? And you're familiar with the project, and you want to raise money for it, yes? So now I'm offering my program, which is a one-day yada, yada, yada. The program is normally $200, but I have a $100 certificate for you, courtesy of John Smith. So first of all, give John a huge round of applause for getting that for you. You're going to do that. And then I'm going to hand all these things out with the order form, right? And it's on the back. The order form is on the back. Just fill that in. We'll take $100 off you when you register it like this on the order form. And not only that, but of the $100, 50%, half of it, goes to the XYZ Homeless Fund. Did I just raise my closing percentage by a little bit? Almost, now they're all going to come because it's like for $50 and for the other $50, hey, there we go. Oh, of course, everybody, let's go. So the reason we did this is because we want every single one of you to come, all of you, everyone in this room. And are they more willing to come because half their money is going? Yes or no? Yes. So right away, you've got 10 times as many people coming in. Plus, it's going back to worthy cars, yes? So it's win, win, win all around. Why, again, are you willing to give them 50%? Because not only will you have a larger closing ratio, but where do you make your money? On the what end? On the back end. On the back end. The fourth thing you're going to do as to why they're going to let you sell, along with all this, so first you're speaking them free. Second, you're giving that special deal to their members. Third, you're going to give a percentage of revenue to their organization. By the way, with the organization, with charities, listen to this. Here's the words you want to use. I'm going to give this back to your organization in the form of unrestricted operating funds. Go ahead and write that down. Unrestricted operating funds. Can everyone repeat that with me? Who can tell me what that means? They can use it the way they want. They can use it for administration. The problem with almost all charities is that money that comes in is supposed to go to the charity. Yes? It's supposed to go to the people who need it. Yes or no? Well, their goal is, if they get looked at and all that, their biggest goal is to get as much money as possible. It looks very bad for charity, because what's the question you always ask? How much of every my dollar goes there actually versus goes to you guys? True? Yeah. So when you give it to them in this format, they don't get donations like that. They're going, what? This is going directly for administration? For them to utilize, for them to do their office and their rent and all the stuff that they never have money for. So, and the fourth thing you're going to do is you're going to let the group leader and maybe his staff or her staff come to your event for free. So it's a pretty sweet offer for them, yes or no? Yes or no?